Hey guys, hope you're all well. Right, another day on the seat. Getting to the tricky bit now. Where did I leave off? Yeah, just done the one bend on the one side. I've just done the bend on the other side. So we are now up to scratch on each one. We've got that going on. Now, I've just been looking at it. I think what I need to do now, oh, it's not that one. Let's grab the right one. That might work. I think I need to come out now over here to get in line with that one and then bring it up. I think that's probably the best way to do it. Yeah, it's a little bit trial and error really on this, and just being careful, just going steady. I'm going to admit I bent one the wrong way earlier. Luckily it was only a very slight bent. I managed to flip it over and bring it back, luckily. Anyway, let's do some marking up and start continuing with the shape really. Right, I'm just holding that against there. Like I said in the previous video, I'm not really going to take any notice of these little round rubber bumps there. I'm keeping it on the oval pads. I think I'm just going to use the mark I used there because this is bending up. I'm going to use that, get it as close to that as possible and get us a bend bringing it this way, and then it's got to bend again to put it back that way, and then go that way twice. Right, let's try that. This is the hardest part, constantly trying to keep this where it's meant to be. So at the minute it's trying to twist out my hand. That's got to remain upright. You know, when it goes slightly out, that's not a massive problem. Little tweaks I can do, sort of maybe with a bit of heat or just tweaking them in the vise, but we don't want it to start running out in a big way, because that'll cause us a lot of trouble. As I'm trying to put that bend there, this is trying to go over here, and I'm reaching up here to push the thing. This is where I could do with two people, but that's not an option at the minute. No, it's nearly impossible. I can't do it. Come on. That's a bit of a pain, isn't it? I'm going to have to go further down. I don't know why it's trying to do that. I'm probably too close to that bend, so it's trying to spiral off it. No, it's still trying to do it. Ooh. I think it's not helping where it's going through this at an angle as well. That's not helping me. Right, I've got to figure something out there. Okay, here's my setup. This might work. So I've got the big stills and grips here. I'm going to try and stop it twisting and pull it down as well. I think that needs to go through there a little bit more. Let's take that off a minute. I knew it'd get fiddly. There we go. That's got it. Right, I need to put a little mark on that where I've started it. that's doing it. Right, I've got the pair of them the same. So now, obviously it's splaying out now. Now we've got to bring this bit back in board of the seat. And then it's got to bend again to this pad and bend that way. It's a bit of a pain, really. Why have I decided to build this bike? So a little bit of guesswork going on here. I reckon about there. Right, mark the other one up and give that a go. See if it brings it back into this pad here. Right. I'm not sure how well you're going to see this on video, but yeah, I'll say it's it's a complicated little thing. There's probably more ways I could have done this. I probably could have pieced it up, but I think it's going to be messy doing it that way. It actually, you know, how this is forming, it looks like it's been in a crash already, but it's the way it's got to be. Anyway, we've got this backing board. We're back into play. So far, let's put it back there a bit. Everything's touching a pad, which is what we want. This is touching, that's touching, that one's touching. So now it's got to come across again and also go down. What we're going to do, I'm going to get the other one up to that first, and then we'll jump back onto this one. And gradually, I think this is going to be, yeah, we'll get there gradually. I think this is going to be the most difficult part of the job. So it's nice that we're getting it out of the way first. Right, let's get the other one bent like that one. Right, just running them back to back on the bench at the moment, just to make sure we are going right and they are sort of matching each other. So far so good. Can't hold them. Try and hold them down. Yeah, so it seems to be doing exactly the same thing so far. Right, next, what we got next? Which one's which? That one's this side. Well, about there. Yeah, we're following them nice. We're now onto that one. So obviously we need to come across to that one. And then down to it. Let's try and figure that one out. Okay, moving on a little bit. We've got both of them basically up to the final bend now. I'm not sure how this is going to go because I've got to try and do a bend on a bend. So exactly where that's kicking over that way, right on that bend, I've got to try and get it sort of going down. I'm going to try it on the pipe bender there. If not, if that's not going to work out, I'm just going to heat that little bit up. Yeah. Right, let me try and figure that out. Right, I've just offered it up into the pipe bender, and I can't do it in there. It's too close to this bend. And it's just trying to corkscrew itself out of it. So I'm going to have to heat this up. And guess what? Yeah, that doesn't feel very full at all, like empty. So let's just see if I can squeeze enough out of it just to get a bit of something going on. Hopefully it will do the pair of them. I ain't got to go out to get gas. There we go. That might do it. because it's only such a small angle, the tube bush shouldn't collapse. That looks all right. Right, I'll let that cool down. Obviously I don't want to put that right against the plastic seat right now. I'll see what it's looking like in a moment. Okay, we're getting close. So I've just actually tweaked that cold the rest of the way. I've done it hot, then tried it, cooled it down, then tried it. It was still a fair way off. Thought I'll have a go cold, and it sort of behaved itself okay. So yeah, it's hold on, hold it in the right place. That's it. That's getting there. Right, the worst bit, I've got to get the other one the same. So I'll quickly do that. Again, I'll just do it in the vise, put a bit of heat into it to get it going, and then I'll do the last final tweaks with it cold. It's not collapsing, so I shall continue like that. Okay, I've got the second one about right. So all looking good. Now, what I'm going to do next is trim these down, get it the correct distance apart there. When we've got all that straight and tacked together, it may create differences up in this area here, which we can tweak out. We've more or less got it how it's got to be. You know, the hard work's done. There'd be maybe a bit of fine tuning, like I say, when we join that end up. So I'm going to get on with that now, trim that, join them, and then see what it's looking like. Right, I'm just making an insert for welding them two halves together. So this is basically a bit of 20mm solid. I'm boring a hole through the middle, just, you know, lighten the load a little bit, I guess. No need for it to be solid, but I want a good thick ball thickness. So this is doing the trick. Then I'm going to turn parts of it down to fit inside the tube, and then we'll get them two halves tacked together, and then we'll do any tweaking needed to get them exactly the same to sit on the seat nice. Okay, that's the bit we just done on the lathe. Squeeze that into there. Might have a bit of debris down that one. Yeah, a load of it came out then. Alright, let me just clear that out a bit. Remember, I want to drop a hole in them as well. That's it. Right, we've got to check it all over now and see if everything's going in the right direction. Okay, I've got all that ready now for welding together. We've got a slight difference at the end there, which I'm not bothered about at all. I can correct all that. All of this is pretty much bang on, I do believe. So yeah, I'm going to weld it together and then deal with the differences we've got at the end there. So far, so good, I think. there's a few bits to adjust. It's not too bad actually. I sort of knew this was going to happen. I sort of knew there'd be bits to fine tune. So obviously we've got it all straight up here now because that's all welded together, which is throwing it out up here. Just see how them tubes are sitting. So this one just needs bringing down a little bit. We've got a gap here. It's touching that one nicely. And then this one is coming off that a little bit and way off this. So we're going to start the adjustments on this one down here. And basically just keep tweaking them around. I'm going to do that cold, so it's only got to go a little bit. Yeah, tweak them around till we've got it touching the seat. Right, I've got to admit I'm having to do a few tweaks. You tweak something down here and it throws something out up here, but I'll gradually weed it out. That's straight. That looks better. Right, we have been on and off the seat several times now. We're getting very close. I'm actually quite happy with it because it's been a challenge, this shape, I've got to admit. It sort of resembles a run over snake, but it's the shape it's got to be. Sorted. It's yeah, it is what it is. Not the best looking thing, but it's something that obviously is out of sight on the bike. And we are touching all the rubber pads. That's good. What I think I'm going to do now before I end the day is get a couple of cross members on there. Obviously we've got to do the ones that pick up the hooks on the seat there and these two here, but I want to do some round tube across there as well. And then we've got something to put here when we get the seat catch. And then I think this will be shortened around there, somewhere around that area anyway. And yeah, get a couple of cross members in so it's all nice and secure. Then we'll call it a day on that one. That is a good chunk of the job done. That definitely was the hardest part of the subframe, because I know it probably sounds daft, but all the tiny little angle changes on that just to get all the tubes sat on them rubber pads was a bit of a pain, but we've got there in the end. Yeah, let's get some cross members done, and then at least that is nice and secure. If it does fall over or drop off the table or anything like that, it's not going to misshape it. Right, I was going to put some cross members in. I've lost my bit of tube. No idea where I've put it. So I've got them two there for like the trellising and the bit that comes down. I had another bit which was a slightly different wall thickness just for all the cross members. I have no clue what I've done with it. Absolutely no idea. I don't want to cut that up because I want to get on with the rest of it tomorrow. That's interesting. I've got to put it somewhere stupid. No idea. It's getting late anyway, so I'm very, very happy I've got that part of the subframe ticked off the list. Very happy, because that was probably the trickiest bit to do, and it's done. So I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to go in search of my piece of tube. Don't know, I can't recall if I've took it off anywhere and used it as a lever or anything like that, or a jack handle, or all the stupid things that I tend to do. I don't think I've done, but I must have done something. We'll see. Anyway, that'll do. Cheers for watching, guys. Take care.